Hi everyone. We are like 8-9 hours into the season, and I see many people on stream kind of lost. And unfortunately, I cannot like update the guide correctly because website doesn't have Paragon yet. I see many people ask questions about Paragon, about setup, and I decided to make a video to show you what I'm currently playing. A disclaimer: this is not optimized at all. Like I've been ballasting since the season launch, and to optimize, I need to do testing on the dummy training room. I need to do math. I need to compare stuff. So keep in mind that this is not optimized. I have a variant here called what I'm playing, where when I do the testing and all the stuff, I will put like the final variants on T1, T4. But currently, I will show you what I'm doing. It's working pretty well. I'm already in T4, like doing pit 60 in like 2-3 minutes. I went Bless Hammer, which I believe, like, it was a build that I really wanted to do because, in Diablo 2 it was the most popular build, and it's kind of like nostalgia and thing. That's why I'm going for this build. As you see those Bless Hammer around you, flying around you, like, I really wanted to reproduce that Enigma teleport Bless Hammer. Unfortunately, it's not exactly the same in Diablo 4, but I believe this is one of the fastest build on the Paladin, if not the fastest. I will make a showcase right now in live. I might die, I might not die, it depends. Let's say, let's do pit 60. 55 is T4, so 60 is a little bit harder. I will go through my gear after, but as you can already see, like I don't even have like ancestral, like it's just a random thing that I put together, and I put some aspect together, some unique. We don't even know where those unique drop. So when we find out when those unique drops, as if you follow my guide, you know that I put like the requirement here, what unique you need in priority, in what order, where you can get them, and how do you get the build going. But for the moment, it's a bit complicated, so I will just show you what I do. I will explain to you like the logic behind the build, and you can probably reproduce it even, if you don't have like all the unique, if you don't have like all the aspect, it doesn't matter. If you understand the logic, you should be able to reproduce it. So this is speed 60, harder than T4. Let's see what we do here. All right, this is the new pits with a Belial Eye. As you can see, this is like super fast. I can almost perma like Falling Star. It's kind of like a leap or a teleport. If you know me, like I usually play sorcerer, so I like speed farming. I like what's going fast, so I try to make like the fastest build possible, and that's what I came up with in like 8 or 9 hours. I need to get those Belial Eyes. To get Belial at the end, I guess. Alright, this is first floor. As you can see, Paladin is very squishy right now. Like the Paladin group I'm playing with, we are all struggling with toughness. Like any explosion gonna just one-shot us, so be very careful about that. I got a lot of toughness, I got a lot of armor resistances, but even with that, any explosion will just like one-shot me. Definitely keep that in mind. With more optimization, I will be probably able to like be super tanky and we won't have to pay attention, but right now, explosion, try to pay a little bit attention. Otherwise, everything just gets one shot. I just land on them and it's literally getting one shot. I will explain the skill rotation a little bit after. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's go to the boss. When you enter the boss room, don't forget to cast your ultimate skill. This one. Don't stand in the middle or you might die. And that's it. That was pit 60. I think that would be around 2 or 3 minutes. I forgot to look at the timer, but I really like this build. I like speed, so this build suits me very well. As I said, I believe this is one of the fastest builds on the Paladin. I don't see what's gonna make you faster than just Falling Star and having those hammer around you, because those hammer just follows you, and you know, you just keep running, and you have like kind of like this, you know, this ball lightning, but on the Paladin. So for the skill rotation, pretty simple. You're gonna just spam Bless Hammer. Yeah. Then you're gonna use Falling Star. When you use Falling Star, you got like with Seraph Rings, you get a special like Angel Leap. How do they call that? Upon crushing, gain follow benefits, make you vulnerable. Arbiter grant 25 movement speed. Evade is replaced with an Angelic Leap. As you can see here, I don't know, like there is no wall here, but this is the Angelic Leap, and it can go through the wall, so that's very useful. If like sometimes you just need to go through the wall if you need to cut and you don't have like, you cannot use Falling Star, but skill rotation, just spam Bless Hammer, spam Evade, use Falling Star. Make sure to use Falling Star and lands on monster, because Falling Star here, when you kill an enemy that is vulnerable, it's gonna like reduce the cooldown, and basically that's how you can get perma Falling Star, by casting it on monster preferably, if possible. If not, it doesn't matter. Like you're still gonna like kill monsters that are vulnerable, because you have perma uptime on your Arbiter of Justice. I will explain to you why. So you can perma Falling Star, you can use Blessed Hammer, and that's it. If you need resources, Faith, you can use Rally here. But I use Loom, so I don't really need. But you can cast Rally. This makes you unstoppable if you get crowd control. You get a Fanaticism Aura that make enemy vulnerable. That also give you some stats. When you spend your Faith, that's gonna give you like attack speed and critical strike chance up to 4 times. But yeah, that's basically the logic behind this build. On potion, for me, I use Song of Mountain and Elixir of Advantage, and probably like, you know, it's expensive to craft, but probably Soothing Spice and like Strength, because Paladin is a Strength class. Then yeah, let's check our skill tree. For the skill tree, I don't have all the points. Now this season, you know, you need to do the seasonal journey here. I don't have all the Paragon points here. Let's check. Maybe I have all the skill points. Don't forget to claim all your reward here. Just let me check. Some of them give you skill points. Like this is skill points, so make sure to make all of them to have all your skill points. I'm not even sure if I did them. I got skill point. Maybe I got all the skill point, but I'm gonna put that in the plan. It's gonna be easier, because right now I'm just like pushing stuff together, as I said. But yeah, try to complete this. I haven't looked at this since I started the season, but it doesn't matter. So skill tree, first points to unlock your core skill. I put everything in Blessed Hammer. These upgrades make your Blessed Hammer follows you. Like a kind of ball lightning on the sword. I find that very useful. That, you know, you can kind of take the damage with you. Otherwise, like you press the Blessed Hammer and it just disappears as you're walking. I find this like better. So I take this upgrade. Then this is gonna give you more armor. Armor is like super important. It's the most important stat on the Paladin, I think. Like for the moment, for me, it's the most important stat so far. Block chance is also very important, because there are a lot of synergy like with Paragon item and stuff. Then core skill just gonna deal more damage. You get some favor. This is not very useful now. I should probably take something else. Then when you block something that's gonna grant you damage, you see those kind of synergy. That's why you wanna have blocking chance. Then Fanaticism Aura gonna give you attack speed, crit chance, very useful. This is gonna make enemy vulnerable if you need. I don't think you need, because you're gonna be perma on Arbiter of Justice form anyway. So you perma make enemy vulnerable. This one's gonna give you armor and bonus to all resistances. As I say, like toughness is a problem. This gives you armor. Armor, most important stats. I will show you on Paragon. Then this heals ally. I don't think this one is very great. I actually took this from level 1 to 60, so I might just change it. Increase your damage. I'll probably take this by also whenever you get resolve. So yeah, this is probably better. I'll think about it, but I will put everything that I think it's the most optimized in Paragon. Next, Falling Star. Falling Star is the core of the build. I don't put points in Falling Star because it doesn't reduce the cooldown. It's just the damage. The damage doesn't come from that. Second, additional star from Falling Star, very important. That's allow you to spam it like several times, and you can just like if you miss one, you can use the second one and land on monster and refresh it, thanks to enhance Falling Star. Then Rally. I put a lot of points in Rally because actually it gives you faith, but right now in the current state of the game, because I have Loom, the rune to get my resource back, it's not that relevant anymore. Probably remove those points, put them somewhere else. That's give you a little bit more damage. The cooldown is also very good, so you can spam your spell a little bit more. Then what can you get? Critical strike. You can probably get like some critical strike chance here. Critical strike damage here. Critical strike damage again. Yeah, it's probably gonna look like something like this. Then Shining Armor. This give you armor, very important. That's why in the guide I recommend you guys to use a shield. I feel like shield is a must. This is gonna give you more damage. This also give you damage depending to what you equip. This is core of the build, Arbiter Ash. I don't think we need points in Arbiter Ash because we barely cast Arbiter of Justice in the end. But yeah, maybe like this is 30 seconds, so you get a downtime of like 24 seconds in here. But let's say, like as I said, this is like what I put together in like 9 hours into the season. So you can just take idea. Maybe you just remove those points, and you know you can put them like get more defenses here. What do we have here? Crowd control duration, deal damage. I don't think we inflict crowd control, but you know, there are still way more optimization to do. This is just for you to understand the logic between this build. I will just do this. Then this, I was trying a build with Arbiter of Justice because, you know, when you're like this, it just like strike around you, but that was not very convincing. It was like striking randomly. It doesn't target your enemy, so I gave up on this and I went like more hammered and stuff. And basically I took Court of Arm, depending on, as I said, of that scale of your armor and your block chance. I am at like 101, but that probably can go to 1 to 50 late game. I was using Exactation before, but that's only 85%. This is a higher multiplicative, so I went for this. Paragon Board, that's what I use right now. It's not optimized at all. I haven't think about it at all. So what I did on Paragon Board, the most important thing that you can do is taking Castle. I got 1000x multiplicative damage here on one legendary node. If you play this game, it's always around like 40 to 60%. This is 1000. It can go even way higher because my gear is like super bad. But yeah, Paragon Board, just the first board that you take this one, take Castle, then Rush. I took Divinity because my build is around Arbiter. I am always on Arbiter mods, so I took this one. Then I took this one while fortified because I'm always fortified thanks to the seasonal power. And the last one I took Shield Bearer. As I said, the Paragon can be optimized. I just rushed the legendary node like I showed you. Then I just get some glyph, activate the glyphs here. I activate 2 glyphs here. It's not optimized like Spirit. Like this board doesn't have a lot of willpower. It has like intelligence here. Like I need to optimize, but for the moment that's my logic. That's what I'm doing. The next that I'm gonna do is this one. I'm gonna probably use Canny here. then I will think about it. But I would put an optimized Paragon when Mobile Legends like update everything. But for the moment, you can just take inspiration of the Paragon and make probably something similar, I would say. But yeah, for example, that's what the Paragon looks like for the moment. I have Challenger because that was the first leaf that I dropped when I was leveling. It's probably going to be something else in the end. Spirits. This is going to be Kani here. I'm going to do something like this. Enter here, take Kani. This is exploits here with Shield Bearer. And yeah, that's it for Paragon. Then for the Oath, very important, I went with Disciple. That's why Arbiter of Justice itself, it's not super important. The thing is, every time you're gonna cast a Disciple skill with cooldown, it's gonna turn you into an angel for 4.5 seconds. And yeah, Wing Strike also become a Disciple skill, but I think this not very useful. Like I tried the build, but it was not convincing. And you also deal 50% more damage, so that was great. So casting Falling Star puts you in your Arbiter Arch basically 4.5 seconds. You have the Arbiter form here to see. Later on, like late game, you should have enough cooldown rejection to be able to be like permanent in this. I have only 44, I have no Mythic, I have no Temper. So yeah, that was Falling Star here. And what did I wanted to show? Yeah, the Oath is then Disciple. Divine Gift, I was using this one. Wait, Squalor. I think it's this. It's more like this. This one gets maggots and give you more rewards. So it was more like this, I think. That was a very mistake. Yeah, I think it is all there. I will just fix it in the planner. Then here you got Essence of Sins. Increase your armor. You get more damage from armor, as you saw on your Paragon notes here. That's why armor is just so important. What was I? Then this increase your resistances. You get one shot pretty much by everything. So getting more resistance always great. And this one 40, giving you 45. I take this one because on my Paragon node I have Endure. This is 90% more damage. That's why, like, really important. Actually, this you really need to use this. Otherwise, you probably don't take this Paragon. Like, you need to find another way to get your 45. But that's how I get my 45. Give Mercenary doesn't matter. I take Subo. That's gonna give me like a critical strike, more damage here. Then I take it right here to get some more toughness. Like if I get crowd control, he's gonna defend me with a Bastion. And yeah, Mercenary. Last but not least, we're gonna go through the gear. The gear is very scuffed. Like we don't know yet where to get those unique. I will put that in the guide when we know. I don't have a lot of GA, but here's what I think. I have faith problem early on, but the thing is, early on you can just kill everything in Arbiter of Justice, like in this mod, and those things strike around you and everything just died. But at some point you need to cast some Blessed Hammer. So I was using Sam and Loom on the stats. I think on every piece of gear you wanna get strength, armor give you damage, cooldown if you can, and maximum life. But obviously just take whatever you need, it doesn't matter. This chest I got it very early, I sanctified it. Otherwise I would like socket it, get more like strength gem. But this is the same, you wanna get strength, maximum life, armor, and all resistance, resource cost rejection, not resource cost rejection, probably all resistances or whatever, like maybe like faith per second, it doesn't really matter. For the aspects, I influence like defensive aspect, that's gonna give you more armor. This one gives me more armor. Juggernaut give me more armor because you're damage scale of your armor. On the glove, I was happy to get cooldown rejection, but you probably want something like strength, armor, maximum life, cooldown rejection. Like something that like this maybe crit, maybe attacks with. It really depends on what you're gonna find, but I will put the most optimized in the planner in a bit when I find out. Defense, same logical. Strength, you want to get strength. Armor, maximum life, all resistances, or whatever you can get on pens. I think on pens you can get basic skill, so it's not Revenant, so probably all resistances. I use C and K. K gonna give me a shield, and C is casting 5 times. As you can see here, I got a little barrier because you get one shot like very easily, so you can use probably something else. Like I recently got the Ohm, so I would probably like replace it with Ohm to get extra damage, but it doesn't matter. I use Rakanot's Rakes to get cooldown rejection because I don't have better. Thinking of it, you can even use how is it called? Flicker Step. Flicker Step gonna reduce your cooldown, your evade faster, and maybe you can get perma Arbiter of Justice with that. So I will just test it after, and I will put the best in the planner. Morningstar, the mace, if you have it. I think that's the best one-hander for Blessed Hammer. Just more than double your damage on Blessed Hammer, and Blessed Hammer is just the core of your build with Arbiter and Falling Star. The main damage is coming from that, being in Arbiter and throwing Hammer. On Amulet, you can try to get cooldown, strength, passive. What passive or great? Like we don't know yet. Like this one sounds very good. But yeah, just try to get some strength, cooldown. Try to get armor. If you can get like a percentage armor on your amulet, that will be very great. On the ring, strength, maximum life, attack speed, crits. I think that's okay. And this ring is very important if you can get it. That's gonna buff the damage of your armor. And it says that Arbiter evades when you're in Arbiter and you get the engine leap list. Every time you evade, it triggers a random equipped core skill. So a core skill that you are equipped, I only have Blessed Hammer, so it's gonna trigger Blessed Hammer. And that's gonna trigger a lot of Blessed Hammer. It also makes your Blessed Hammer dealing more damage. And that's only during evade and 4 seconds after. I am constantly using Falling Star and evading, so that's a straight 60% multiplier. So let's see. I am moving here, do this, then you evade, and as you can see, you have Blessed Hammer going out. That's quite a few hammer going out. Depends on the distance you are going, but as you can see, the skill rotation is just natural. You just play normally, and that ring is super great. You just play your normal skill rotation as I showed earlier, and that's like super great. Then last but not least, this was very important. That was literally like buffing my damage as crazy. Herald or Zakarum, that give you life, that give you armor, very good for toughness. Give you retribution, might be useful for some other build. Then core skill, that's gonna buff your Blessed Hammer, and 50 increased strength, resistance, armor. Like this is the most craziest thing. My strength is like going from 1,600 to 2,350. Like as you can see, strength is the main stat of the Paladin, so that's gonna buff my damage. On my armor, I got like double your armor. You can see here on the Paragon, you got like 1,000 here, and without this, you lose like almost double damage. So very important to get Herald of Zakarum. Herald of Zakarum, you can get that on Harbinger and Endaliel. So far as I know, I got it on Endaliel. So probably your #1 priority, getting Herald of Zakarum, I would say. The main priority is this one. Then this, Argent Veil, and then Herald Morningstar. Herald Morningstar, I played without. It's not a big issue, but better if you have it. Those aspects, I just put generic multiplicative aspects, like this just straight multiplicative damage. Important on this aspect, you need like you got a stack here, as you can see, and you always need to keep your arbiter form to get your stack. Otherwise, you leave it. I mean, you lose it. So before you enter the boss room, make sure to cast Falling Star and immediately enter the room and cast another Falling Star to keep the buff. It's not like too important, but maybe you would wonder why you're losing your damage if you are not doing it. I guess I showed everything. Feel free to leave me a comment. If you got more questions, feel free to join my stream on YouTube. This is probably the fastest build, as I said. I wanted to make one of the fastest build possible. We are speed farming already, speed 60. I can even go higher in like 8 hours into the season. My team and I, we're gonna figure out the best build for pushing higher pits, because that's what we do. But I think this for general content is already like probably one of the fastest. We might find something like a Yar rune to be able to teleport and other stuff to go even faster. But yeah, this looks like to be one of the fastest, if not the fastest build right now. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you later.